Win, and Alert. So 4 teams, and they're just alternating opponents now in this the 8 p.m. slot of today's matches. So they can look at their opponent's previous games. So, for example, Raid can have a look and see what Win did versus Immortals on the stream, and likewise, Win could have looked at the stream that we ran at 7 p.m. this evening to be seeing like what Raid did against Alert. And I'm be interested to see like if we see really different tactics from Raid this time around, or if they're going to keep it the same.
I think it's not the tactics from the very beginning. I think it's more like the positioning in general and then the flexibility. Like that's a really rare trait. I like unknowns for like my clan. Man, they only position at the very beginning, and afterwards they cannot even really like. Our clan war leader doesn't really know anything besides pushing and like focusing fire on one tank. Anything else is just up to free will of everybody. So yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna see. I'm gonna see if I can get the stream link. I'm gonna share it on my Facebook. Get Gone some more views.
No, yeah, that's more than welcome. I don't like use any social websites. I've been in Facebook before, but it's not that really.
Moment. In terms of clan wars that are watching these streams and picking up ideas and tactics for their teams. You know, at tier 6, tier 8, people that are newer to the game that haven't ground out enough tier 10 tanks yet to really be a competitive clan at tier 10.
Yeah.
So
you're just basically promoting your clan wars and promoting everybody to go to tier 10 and try their luck as well. Okay. As soon as it's 8 p.m., I think you could start already gone. So, yeah. It's like 2 minutes up until that point.
Gun, can you... Raid look to be switching it up. We've still got the double mouse here, but Sick is taking a 268. I don't know if he's gonna hold the same the whole way through, but there's a 268 and a 50B, which we didn't see from Raid on Mayan Ruins in the previous games this evening.
Okay, mate, we are gonna start in 1 minute. Then I'm just gonna introduce ourselves again, and we can start, I guess.
May I start now, or should I wait another minute?
Start now.
Start.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. My name is Mike, and welcome back to Euroleague Day 7 fan-made tournament by Blitz Event Community. We are having a game between Raid and Win, and together with me, a commentator, Rolling Swarm, will help me to analyze the game plan for both clans today. Hello there, Swarm.
Hey, buddy. Okay, so we've got Raid, red team here versus Win in the blue. and we are playing on Mayan Ruins, a very interesting map. And already we're seeing both teams converging on C. Now, this is very different for RA1D compared to their previous games versus Alert, where they played the AB strat. Now we're seeing a completely different change of tactics here.
Yeah, and actually, to remind to those who have watched the previous stream, RA1D actually took A, B, and sometimes A strat against Alert. So it's definitely something.
And Sick in the 268 is down. Rib in the IS4 is in a whole lot of trouble. He's getting pushed on by Camper from North and Rambo from North in the WE100s. He's got some support by the mouse there, but it's looking really strong from Win. They're executing a brilliant push. They've isolated several tanks, and they're ahead in hit points and guns at the moment.
Yeah, it might have been that RA1D did not anticipate the push right away, as there is a certain surprise factor for it for sure.
Okay, and it's 3 guns down, Rib and Nin.
So it seems like a 4 versus 6 now, as one of the tanks from Win have gone down Tanhuara in his IS7. But still, the positions are strong, and now RA1D are actually pulling back some kills, but I don't think it's going to help them much.
Well, they're outgunned. Well, now to 3, it might do. The hit points are in RA1D's favor, but they don't have the DPM potentially, and Wait for Green in the IS7 is in a lot of trouble. Camper from North's going to finish him off. He's gone. Really interesting. I don't think either team expected the other one to be dominating C. I think both teams were looking for an isolated medium or medium-heavy combo. Now we've got 2 quite healthy tanks from RA1D, but they're bleeding hit points. They're 2 guns down, outnumbered. They're caught in a flank, and the armor from the mouse is almost useless in this situation.
Well, actually, quite interesting, as I just noticed that JP in his mouse from RA1D did not block the shot for his buddy. Wait for Green. Sorry, in his IS7 when D100 came from North from Wind tried to shoot him. So maybe a misplay or just a calculated trade tank for some damage, but.
Yeah, and JP now is just, he's got guns behind him, either side to the front, 658 hit points. It's definitely in the bag from Win, and this is not what I was expecting. RA1D put in such a confident showing earlier versus Alert. Oh, but a good bounce by JP. Maybe he can get another one in. But
That's
it looks like and Jaska gets the final kill, coming in on the rear armor. So really interesting start there. Both teams pushing for the C cap, and I don't think either team was expecting the other to be there in literally all 7 from both teams on the C base. Very novel strategies. I don't know if they were anticipating each other, but it descended into a brawl very quickly. But Win got the lead, got the gun advantage, and that made all the difference in the end.
Yeah, and also I would actually think that RA1D did go to C because in the previous games they did go A and B, and they just wanted to surprise Win if they did watch the stream, while Win tried to maybe flank around and take C while it's left alone by RA1D, and they just completely clashed each other out. So.
Yep, and RA1D are returning to their initial tactics here. I think they've tried the new one. Didn't work at all, and now they've gone back. They put Sick back in the 183. He's had an excellent evening so far in that tank. But Win, I mean, how about this lineup?
Actually, this seems like a lineup to me that would be meant for either a really like a really strong holding position with these T57s and IS4s, or actually this might be a situation where they line up, try and hold, and if they don't get the caps, they might just push right away.
It's either a push or it's the T57s. These are the linchpin tanks for Win. I'm really intrigued to see where they're going to go, and it looks like they're heading out to C with the Patton and the Leopard. Camper from North, Killer from North, heading out to C, try and get the early cap lead on that medium cap. But if we have a look here at the minimap, RA1D are pushing solidly on the AB flank. So, this is two different strategies running. Are Raid going to be able to get the A and B, and are Win going to be able to get the flank going? Because that's how Win are going to seize victory here. Is by it's going to be through kills.
Yeah, and Win actually a quite good choice. I just now realized 3 IS4s. They have 3 basically hold down tanks that can take any position around B and be hold down completely and be really hard to penetrate. So,
Although
yeah.
we saw in the last game, Sick in the 183 can really hurt an IS4 even in that strong position. But Oliver here, he's actually not giving Sick any shots. He's playing a very interesting spot. I like the camo as well that he's rocking. But he wasn't able to stop Rib from capping B, and now Rib's going to push up, and Oliver is isolated. He's got Rib pushing up in front of him, and actually he's got a Mouse and JP and Tia in the 215B behind him to his right. He is in danger of being isolated if he doesn't get support by Jaska.
Yeah, it seems like the ice fours that are closer to the spawn are actually being isolated by the mouse and FV215B. So at
Oh,
this
but wait for
point, if
green.
the
Sorry,
yep.
wait for green is going down. The leopard or the pattern is going to get the kill here. He is, yeah, he's gone. And this is a great start for Win.
Yeah, but then again, Win are now using this opportunity unsuccessfully, mind you, as Camper for North just got blasted with Hesh.
Oh, and
from
Oliver's
183.
down.
Yeah. So while they tried to use this advantage and push up, still the trade was not that successful, and Radar clearly in the lead.
Well, Radar in the lead on cap points, but they've lost 2 guns. Okay, Camper from North is effectively out of the fight for the time being. And we've got the T-57s are in a lot of trouble here, but JP's low, Tia's low. Blaster Jack needs to push up. He's holding a lot of cards there in his hit points, and his teammates are dying around him. And this looks like it's going to Win. A really solid push there by Win. Very dynamic gameplay with the mediums and the T-57s. And now Win have got all 3 caps. Absolutely dominant.
Yeah, I guess it's all coming down to the bait if Raid go for it. And it seemed like they did go for the bait for the IS4 that was left alone. And we saw that Win were not really trying to cover that IS4. He was just there to take the attention of the whole team of Raid. And while that happened, mediums pushed up and did their job as they should have.
Yeah, and I thought that was a mistake by Win. I thought Oliver was in a lot of trouble. He was going to go down, and Raid were going to kind of get a strong footing, A and be in a defensive position. But actually, they got sucked in onto Oliver, and that enabled Win to get 2 very effective flanks on the go whilst holding control in the middle. And this put Win in a really strong position, and they've got 15,000 damage points in Win's favor versus 7,700 to Raid. 6 guns to Win, 1 gun left on the table for Raid. Really, caught me by surprise. There was so much happening in so many different places on the map. It was hard to pinpoint a turning spot, but I think the effectiveness from Win there was having 3 simultaneous pushes happening at the same time, and Win knew what was happening, but Raid weren't able to react.
Yeah, and I would actually say that even if Raid did not go for it, they would lose by caps. That was certain, as mediums did cap C from, like, Flynn capped C before like Raid could even react to anything. And basically, if they would just stay there, they would lose. If they would push as they did lose. And if they would go after the mediums to go to C or just send some tanks over there, I think IS Force have had a really great and strong position to push up. So that's quite an amusing way to just bait the enemy to just stay still or die. And
yeah, it'd be great to know how much of that was planned and how much of it was made on the fly. But now we're into Yamato Harbor. Interestingly, both teams were 183. Rambo from North from Win and Sick from Raid. What are you seeing anything in particular here from either team, Ark?
Actually, doesn't seem anything too suspicious. although they don't have any autoloaders in raid, they have 3 IS4s probably going for A, as they are right now. But for win, we have an E100. Again, the tank that I actually kind of neglected in a game between Raid and Alert. And then we have some tanks that are really good at holding and preventing captures as well.
And we've the 183s that put some damage in already. Sick has got a shot into Jasker in the 215B, but Jasker's still in the great hull down position behind C here. And Rambo from North, the 183 from Wind, managed to get a shot into JP in the pattern. So we've got 2 tanks on the C base, which have taken some damage. Wait for Green, IS7 behind B is starting to take some fire, but the hit points are still in the lead. However, Raid have secured the A base.
Yeah, that's a turning point of when don't get B or C, or even just temporarily reset A while dealing with the ice force there. I think that's a really key position, to be honest, because you have B just nearby, and if like even if C is taking it as it is right now, it doesn't really give too much uh, in advantage for win or just.
Well, Win have got C, but JP is, I mean, he's not spotted at the moment, but he's down to 360 hit points. He's in a very tenuous, a delicate position. He's hanging back here, supporting the C cap, supporting his buddy Tier in the STB. Raid have got a 55-point lead, slight hit point disadvantage. But it's going to be down to Win to make the push, and it looks like Win are going to be squeezing the A cap, and if they can get 1 kill in, that's going to be enough. And Tier's taken some big hits. He's tracked. He's on fire. He's 125. Does he have an extinguisher?
Yes, he did put it out with the multi-purpose kit, but now he's in really troublesome spot because he's basically out of the game, while so is the JP, and you can just see the beauty of sharing hit points between Win, as they are clearly in a better situation with more guns that they can put up to use right away without any worries.
Sick has missed a big shot. Well, it's not been enough. Now we've got 2 mediums from Raid in a lot of trouble. It looks like Raid are taking the A flank. They've knocked out Killer from North in the mouse, but they're going to sacrifice the C cap. And the question is, which flank is going to be which one is going to make the biggest difference? Because it looks like, well, Win are definitely pushing here. Drizzle in the IS4 is just taking a big hit over in the back by the blue 2. Win are being very aggressive. They're behind on cap points, but I think they're going to start knocking out some of these low hit point Raid tanks very, very soon.
Yeah, and the Raid actually, the IS4s are pushing in, trying to isolate the IS4. A100 still in his position, and the FV is gonna. Yeah, there goes the Drizzle killed by the FV.
3 tanks down, JP in the patterns down, Wait for Green IS7, Drizzle in the IS4. Tia, how long can Tia hold on for? He's got 48 hit points. He's spotting for his mate, Sick in the 183, but we've just lost Rib in the IS4, sorry, and Blaster Jack in the IS4 is down, and Win must have this one in the bag, surely.
Yeah. A bit less situational awareness. Actually, one move I just I noticed during the push from Raid on A was the fact that the Ice Force got into a crossfire. E100, like IS4 was the main bait, luring them in. Oliva was in that IS4.
Again, the bait.
Yeah, and he baited in. He fell back, seeming like as if he's isolated. Because FV and E100 were not spotted at that moment. Maybe there was some memory of the E100, but FV was unspotted. And what happened is that those 3 IS4s pushed in, and then the crossfire came in from E100 and FV, which just basically won that flank automatically.
And Rambo from North has had an exceptional game. Post-battle stats, Rambo from North, 183 from Win, 5,545 hit points worth of damage, 3 kills, and it's a clear hit point trading victory for Win. They're over 5,000 damage points clear of Raid, and they've still got 6 guns in the fight. So like you pointed out, the rotation there, the hit point sharing between team members, absolutely spot on point.
Yeah. So now for the last game, I really hope that Raid puts something up, like put some effort in and maybe squeeze one victory out, as every single victory counts in this tournament.
Especially, yeah.
And if Win beat them 4-0, it just means that like Win are beasts this tournament. They're actually learning new tactics, and that's really quite good to see, as some more competition in this server, EU server, is certainly required.
Mm-hmm. And now we've got the teams. Raid are again 2 mediums out to C, 1 and 3 into the sniping spot. We've got Wait for Green in the IS7 going on to B, and the 4 IS4s going towards A. They're not changing anything, but a
Yeah, but
huge hit.
Winner.
Huge hit
Yeah,
from
but
6.
Win are still doing a lot of work, as they are all putting all of their tanks near C and one tank near B, as it seems the mouse probably just to reset B and hold that position. But right now, Raid are in a lot of trouble, as Win just realized that there are only 3 tanks effectively in the fight at C, and this is
Ooh,
just
and
an
yeah,
enormous push.
and the 183 is down to 50% hit points. Raid have got the A base, but like you pointed out, now we've got 6 tanks spotted from Win. Everyone spotted from Raid. Win know that the tanks here on this the open flank are alone and exposed, and they are dropping the hammer. They're rushing in. We've got heavies, mediums pushing forwards. Tier in the SV1's going down, but Camper from North in the patterns also down. Everything to play for here still at the moment. Who's going to be able to react and flex better? That's the question.
Right now, Radar going after one mouse. Again, as I pointed out in the previous stream at 7 p.m. CET, mouses are sponges. Basically, Win just gave up their mouse, just taking all of the time they need.
Yeah, Oliver just
So,
dropped JP in the pattern, and Tanuvara, though, is very, very low.
yeah.
But yeah, it's well noted by your pod. You know, mouses are just sponges. They're the things you should be shooting out last, but it's so hard to resist the temptation to put the damage in.
Yeah, and actually, Raid did a crucial mistake pushing the mouse. They didn't even kill the mouse up to this point. Um, although he has now the support of an FV, if I'm not mistaken, from Win, but still, that's what
Yeah,
ludicrous.
I mean, the killer from North in the mouse, he's okay. He's down to a one-shot, but he's still got DPM. Look at that, 378 hit points. You've got to take guns out of the fight, and you can't do that if you focus on the mouse. And
Yeah.
excellent there. Sick 183 saying GG. Nice to see. Good sports to the end.
Yeah. So 4-0, a clear victory for Win against Raid. Mind you, Raid actually won 4-0 against Alert, and then you have winning against Legion, which no one expected, if I'm completely honest, as even me and Red over here as commentators were uh, talking about this in between streams. So
Yeah, an absolute surprise to see Legion top team taken down by Win. Obviously not impossible, but extremely unlikely and unexpected.
yeah. So 4-0 for Win, although Win did lose against Immortals at the fight at 7 p.m. CET today. Quite good games. I was really excited to see them, and my awaiting was just paid off by such an amazing play from all 4 teams today. Just good game to everybody. Yeah.
It's absolutely fantastic to see these teams come out, see some strats that we recognize, seeing some new twists, some different pushes, some slightly different lineups. You know, double mediums on certain flanks, and just some very interesting variations on some solid strategies. And I think for this stage at the tournament, that's what we're going to see: is people executing what they know, but trying to introduce new elements to swing the battle.
Yeah, so guys, I really hope you enjoyed it. All props and thanks towards Salty Tanker as our host and training room, as well as Gan streaming for you guys for your pleasure. And it was me, Argbird, also known as Mike, and with me as a commentator was Red, also known as Rolling Swarm from Immortals. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you at day 8 of Euroleague.